removing the context, I think, is actually essential. You know what I mean? Because if you start asking why, then you really, really start to get into trouble. I mean, one of the things I've really tried to maintain, both personally and in my public presentation, is obviously my great horror at, maybe not obviously, but my great horror at October 7th.
Right.
The fact that I don't say that perfunctorily, but I say it because at the core of my politics is human life.
Yeah.
And human life really, really matters to me. And thus, by that same token, if human life matters on October 7th, it should have mattered on October 6th and October 5th too. And understanding that it didn't. When I went over to travel to the West Bank and to Israel, and I was up and down the country, I went to, from Haifa, Jerusalem, South Hebron Hills, Hebron itself, Lyd, Tel Aviv. What they told me was Gaza's worse. I know you've seen some stuff, and you remember tell you Gaza, and this is obviously before October. They said Gaza is worse.
Wow.
And I was trying to get there, but there's all sorts of things in terms of press access and everything that I couldn't. And so I just think, like, is there room in the world? And I don't think there is right now. I actually don't think there is, to have genuine horror at what happened on October 7th, to feel like there really isn't a world in which, or reason that I can apprehend. I'm not Palestinian, I'm Ta-Nahisi Coates, that I can apprehend for justifying anything like that. And yet understanding at the same time that things have histories, that they happen in the course of events. The example I think about all the time is like Nat Turner, right? Like Nat Turner launches his rebellion in 1830. This man slaughters babies in their cribs. You know what I mean? Like, and I've done this this experiment for myself over and over. Does the degradation and dehumanization of slavery make it so that you can look past something like that? And I try to imagine, and I think I can accurately imagine as much as possible, that there were enslaved people, no matter how dehumanized, that said, this is too far.
Yeah.
I can't do that. Now, here's the flip side of it. And I haven't said this out loud, but I think about it a lot. Where 20 years old, born into Gaza, which is a giant open-air jail. And what I mean by that is, if my father is a fisherman and he goes too far out into the sea, he might get shot by somebody off of, the side of Israeli boats. If my mother picks the olive trees and she gets too close to the wall, she might be shot. If my little sister has, cancer and she needs treatment because there are no, facilities to do that in Gaza, and I don't get the right permits, she might die. And I grow up under that oppression and that poverty, and the wall comes down. Am I also strong enough, or even constructed in such a way where I say, this is too far? I don't know that I am. I don't know that I am. And I just wish we had room to work through that. You know what I mean? And to think about that and to talk about that. And I think that is not unique to Israel. That is not unique to Palestine. That is not unique to Zionism. That is human history. That's human beings.